Today I bring you three chilling and haunting stories about three different people, each on a separate life-changing path to the paranormal during a midnight drive through a long and winding road. Their lives forever changed. In a quiet town nestled between imposing woods and undulating hills, a legend lingered, a tale of a treacherous road known as Widow's Way. The locals whispered about the road's sinister aura, recounting eerie encounters and strange phenomena that occurred along its desolate stretch. The bravest souls dared to drive it at night, their hearts throbbing with equal parts curiosity and dread. One moonlit evening, Sarah, an adventurous traveler, found herself drawn to the enigmatic allure of Widow's Way. Ignoring the unsettling stories, she embarked on a solitary journey along the infamous road, hoping to experience the paranormal phenomena firsthand. As Sarah cruised deeper into the forest, a haunting silence enveloped the surroundings. The moon cast an ethereal glow through the canopy of gnarled branches, painting eerie patterns on the path before her. Shadows danced, distorting reality as she ventured farther into the heart of the unknown. An unexpected movement caught Sarah's attention. A figure standing at the roadside. She blinked, her eyes struggling to adjust to the darkness, and realized it was a woman. Clad in a tattered white gown, her disheveled hair framed a pallid face. Sarah's heart skipped a beat, her curiosity piqued. Driven by an innate empathy, Sarah slowed her car and rolled down the window. The woman's voice reached her ears, a feeble plea for help. "Please, help me." Sarah's empathy overcame her trepidation, and she stepped out of the car, cautiously approaching the mysterious woman. But as she drew nearer, an icy shiver ran down her spine. The woman's eyes, once empty and lost, transformed into an abyss of darkness. A malevolent smile curled her lips, revealing a sinister presence lurking beneath her guise. Fear consumed Sarah as the truth unraveled before her. The woman's appearance morphed, no longer resembling a helpless soul in need. She was an entity of pure malevolence, donning the face of Sarah's deceased mother. Terror clenched at her heart as she realized the evil that had lured her here. With a blood-curdling screech, the entity lunged towards Sarah, seeking to ensnare her in its clutches. Instinct propelled her forward, and she raced back to her car, fumbling with trembling hands to start the engine. Adrenaline surged through her veins as she accelerated, leaving the haunting entity behind. Breathless and shaken, Sarah glanced at the rearview mirror, half expecting to find the vengeful apparition in pursuit. But to her horror, the reflection that stared back was not her own. It was the face of the malevolent entity, twisted and contorted with malice. A sinister laughter echoed through the cabin, echoing the entity's triumph. Sarah realized with a sinking dread that she had unwittingly become entangled in a nightmare, a grim reminder that some secrets are meant to remain buried in the depths of darkness. From that fateful night forward, Sarah carried the weight of her encounter on Widow's Way. The haunted highway served as a haunting reminder that the supernatural exists just beyond the veil of our perception, and the distorted reflection that haunted her mirror served as a chilling testament to the price she paid for venturing into the realm of the unknown. Amidst a rural countryside, there was a long, winding road shrouded in darkness. Its treacherous curves snaked through dense forests and desolate fields, rarely traversed by travelers. Many whispered about its mysterious nature, warning of strange occurrences and eerie encounters that plagued those who dared to drive upon its haunted path. On this moonless night, Richard, a weary traveler, found himself reluctantly venturing down this desolate road. Heavy rain battered against his car, its rhythmic patter adding an ominous soundtrack to his journey. Fatigue gnawed at his bones, but there was no alternative route to his destination. As Richard maneuvered through the serpentine road, the surrounding atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. Shadows seemed to writhe along the edges of his headlights, dancing in an unsettling display. A sense of unease settled upon him, his instincts screaming for him to turn back. But just as Richard considered heeding his inner warnings, he noticed a figure at the roadside. Through the rain-splattered windshield, he glimpsed a young woman, drenched and shivering, her eyes pleading for help. Compassion swelled within him, overriding his unease. Richard pulled over and rolled down his window. "Are you all right?" he called out, his voice barely audible above the rain. The woman's voice, barely a whisper, reached his ears. "Please, I need a ride. It's urgent." Richard hesitated, his rational mind wrestling with the inexplicable feeling of danger. Yet, he couldn't ignore the genuine desperation in her voice. Against his better judgment, he unlocked the doors, allowing her into the safety of his car. As she settled into the passenger seat, the rain-soaked woman offered her gratitude. She explained that her car had broken down further down the road, leaving her stranded in the storm. Richard felt a mix of sympathy and relief, glad to be of assistance. Navigating the dark road together, the pair engaged in sporadic conversation. The woman's presence eased Richard's earlier apprehension, and he even found himself enjoying their interaction. Yet, a niggling thought nagged at the back of his mind, a subtle feeling that something wasn't quite right. As they traveled deeper into the night, Richard glanced at his passenger. His heart skipped a beat as he noticed her reflection in the rearview mirror. It was absent. Panic clawed at his chest, and he instinctively glanced beside him, finding the seat empty. The woman had vanished. Gripping the steering wheel, Richard's mind raced. Had it all been an illusion? A trick of his fatigued imagination? Fear constricted his throat as he scanned the road ahead, his pulse pounding in his ears. Then, as if emerging from thin air, the woman reappeared beside him, her eyes no longer filled with desperation, but brimming with malevolence. The truth struck Richard like a thunderbolt. She was not a damsel in distress, but a supernatural entity luring him to his doom. In a frantic surge of adrenaline, Richard swerved the car, his tires screeching against the wet pavement. The entity's malicious laughter echoed through the vehicle as it clutched at Richard's arm, its touch cold as death. But with a final burst of strength, he wrenched himself free and flung open the car door, tumbling out onto the rain-soaked ground. As Richard lay panting on the road's edge, he watched in terror as the entity retreated into the night, fading away like a specter. Gasping for air, he realized he had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death. From that night onward, Richard avoided the winding road, haunted by the memory of the malevolent entity that had tried to claim his life. The experience had changed him, leaving a permanent mark on his psyche. Haunted by questions, Richard delved into research about the road's dark history. He discovered a chilling tale of a tragic accident that occurred decades ago. A young woman, betrayed and heartbroken, had lost control of her car on that very same stretch of road, plunging to her death in the ravine below. Determined to uncover the truth, Richard embarked on a mission to put the restless spirit to rest. Armed with knowledge and a resolve to confront the entity, he returned to the winding road one final time. The rain poured down relentlessly, echoing the tears shed long ago. Navigating the treacherous curves, Richard's heart pounded with a mixture of fear and determination. The atmosphere crackled with a malevolent energy as he reached the spot where the woman had vanished before. With a trembling voice, he spoke into the darkness, addressing the entity that had tormented him. "I know your story. I know your pain, but your time here is done. Find peace and let go." Silence hung heavy in the air, as if the world held its breath. Suddenly a gust of wind whistled through the trees, carrying with it a mournful wail. The rain subsided, and a soft glow enveloped the surroundings. The entity materialized before Richard, no longer cloaked in malice, but radiating a bittersweet serenity. Its eyes, once filled with malevolence, now shimmered with gratitude. In a whisper, barely audible, it spoke its final words. "Thank you for releasing me." As the entity dissipated into the night, Richard felt a profound sense of closure. The curse that had plagued the road for years had been lifted, and peace returned to its winding path. A burden had been lifted from Richard's shoulders, and he knew he had played a part in the resolution of a long-forgotten tragedy. From that day forward, Richard's life took on a new purpose. He dedicated himself to helping others plagued by supernatural occurrences, using his knowledge and experiences to bring solace to those trapped in the realm between the living and the dead. And as for the winding road, it remained a cautionary tale, forever etched in the memories of the townsfolk. A reminder that sometimes, facing our deepest fears and confronting the past is the only way to find redemption and set restless souls free. In the dead of night, on a desolate stretch of road enveloped by dense forest, Alex found themselves alone, driving along the mysterious Blackwood Highway. The moon cast an eerie glow through the gnarled branches, creating grotesque shadows that seemed to dance alongside the car. As Alex navigated the winding road, a sense of unease settled in. Whispers of legends surrounding the highway echoed in their mind, tales of vanishing travelers and ghostly apparitions. But the allure of the unknown drew Alex deeper into the heart of the night. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, an ethereal woman with pale skin and hauntingly beautiful eyes. She stood at the edge of the road, her long flowing dress billowing in an unseen wind. A chill swept through Alex's veins as they locked eyes with the mysterious woman. Without warning, the woman began to run, swift as a specter, disappearing into the woods. Intrigued and driven by a mixture of fear and curiosity, Alex followed suit, their heartbeat quickening with each step. The forest enveloped them, its ancient trees whispering secrets that only the night could decipher. The darkness seemed to grow deeper, suffocating, as if the very essence of the woods conspired against them. Yet, Alex pressed on, compelled by an unknown force. Branches clawed at their clothes, and the underbrush tangled their feet. Panic threatened to overwhelm Alex as they realized they were lost, trapped within a labyrinth of twisted trees and impenetrable shadows. A sense of foreboding surrounded them, a warning of something far more sinister lurking in the depths of the forest. In the distance, the woman reappeared, beckoning Alex further into the labyrinth. The urgency in her eyes mirrored the urgency in Alex's heart, an unspoken plea for help. Ignoring the fear that threatened to consume them, Alex pushed forward, determined to uncover the truth behind the woman's ethereal presence. Time lost all meaning as the pursuit continued, the forest morphing into an otherworldly realm, a place trapped between the living and the dead. The woman led Alex to a dilapidated cabin at the heart of the woods, an eerie sanctuary, cloaked in a miasma of despair. Inside, shadows danced upon the walls, and whispers filled the air. A sickening realization dawned upon Alex. The woman was not a ghost, but a tormented spirit, trapped in a perpetual cycle of suffering. She had lured them here, desperate for someone to break the curse that held her captive. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Alex unraveled the tragic tale of the woman's demise, a tale of betrayal, lost love, and a bitter revenge that condemned her to wander the forest for all eternity. The weight of her sorrow pressed upon Alex's shoulders, compelling them to find a way to break the curse. Guided by determination and empathy, Alex delved into the woman's past, seeking a solution buried within forgotten records and faded photographs. A revelation awaited, a long-forgotten ritual that could bring peace to the tortured spirit and free both her and Alex from the forest's grasp. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with anticipation, Alex performed the ritual, a delicate dance of incantations and offerings. The air crackled with energy, and the cabin trembled as the curse began to unravel. In a blinding burst of light, the woman's tormented soul was released, soaring into the night sky, her ethereal form dissipating into nothingness. The forest sighed in relief, its dark aura lifting, as if grateful for the respite. Alex emerged from the woods, forever changed by the chilling encounter. They had glimpsed the thin veil between the realms of the living and the dead, experiencing a profound connection to the supernatural. The memory of that haunting night on Blackwood Highway would forever be etched into their psyche. As Alex returned to their normal life, a newfound sense of purpose accompanied them. They became a seeker of the paranormal, delving into ancient folklore and studying the mysteries of the spirit world. Their encounters on that fateful night had awakened a dormant gift, a sensitivity to the ethereal realm. With each investigation, Alex encountered other lost souls, trapped between worlds, yearning for closure. They became a beacon of hope, aiding these spirits in finding peace and guiding them towards the light. In their pursuit of the supernatural, Alex found solace and purpose, understanding the delicate balance between the living and the dead. The tale of that spine-chilling night on Blackwood Highway became a legend, whispered among thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. Some dismissed it as a mere urban legend, while others were drawn to the allure of the haunted road, eager to experience the thrill for themselves. Yet, as the years went by, the whispers grew faint, and the road itself faded into obscurity. Only those who had truly encountered the supernatural on Blackwood Highway understood the depth of its chilling secrets. And for Alex, it remained a constant reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the realm of the unknown. So, as you travel along dimly lit roads and venture into the heart of the night, beware of the spirits that may wander the shadows. For in the darkest corners, unimaginable encounters await those who dare to seek the truth and unravel the mysteries that lie just beyond our senses.